Thomas Paine Suppressed treatise, The Age of Reason, originally published in 1794. This book was banned in France and in the United States and UK sometime right after it was published, all the way to 1822. But then that would be, understandable. Being an investigation of true and fabulous theology, The Age of Reason initially caused a deistic revival, a belief in a deity, but a rejection of the church, its authority, and its ability to prop up state-issued edicts and orders, or caliphates. So anyway, and the United States, this happened anyway, but was then viciously attacked and soon forgotten. Then the Second Great Awakening began, and the revulsion felt for Paine's Age of Reason and for anti-religious thought in general was so great that a major counter-revolution had been set underway in America before the end of the 18th century. By 1795, every student at Harvard was given a copy of Bishop Watson's rebuttal of the Age of Reason. No deity without the church. That's what I'm going to call it. Paine became so reviled that he could still be maligned as that filthy little atheist. Even though he wasn't an atheist, he just denied the church its right to be in charge of anything because it shouldn't have the ability to control anything because it's not God. It's a false idol. I'm adding that in. Theodore Roosevelt, 100 years later, was able to call him the filthy little atheist, and it will still strike a chord. These days it's a meme about somebody in the past, and people vaguely know about it, and then you mention Freemasons and the Illuminati, and people go, aha, and then it becomes a search engine optimization thing like I'm using. It has nothing to do with the Georgia Guidestones. They just use the Age of Reason in one of the parts of it, that expression. That expression also refers to the 17th century philosophy movement. Covered a lot of things, and it's called the Age of Reason. Also, one of the milestones in human beings is called the Age of Reason, when you're able to reason things instead of reacting like an animal, and at that point you're considered to be responsible for your own actions because you're capable of being taken or held responsible. Paine was a deist, which means he believed in a deity but not in religion, and the book was an attack on Christian tradition and beliefs. These days it would be about name your religion, insert here. He challenged the idea of the biblical inerrancy, that the Bible could never be wrong, even though it self-contradicts, and it is wrong. It is a work of human beings, us puny humans trying to deal with something that we probably will never really truly understand, in my opinion. What he perceived as the corruption of the church. Really? And see also page 250, which people keep using for the icon for their videos. And then they keep showing that block that was put in, the 2014 block it's called sometimes. Yeah, that thing. So I'm going to use a bunch of things to meme this up in the image, but the book had nothing to do with it. It's not predictive programming or prophet Thomas Paine predicting things. It's not Nostradamus. It's none of that. It's literally just part of the title of the book because at the time, the Zeitgeist of the time was to call it, some people called it the Age of Reason. That expression was used before then and after, And I'm going to repeat this. The Georgia Guidestones are a tourist trap promoting the company that made the Guidestones themselves. And that 2014 something dark side block that was put in was actually a chunk that was broken, that was patched by shoving another chunk in there and gluing it in, and someone ripped it out as a souvenir and eventually returned it saying he did so. And while it was gone, someone figured out, hey, I can have a stone made that way for my anniversary, for my marriage, and that's what happened. These are things that are not mysterious in any way at all. Or you can choose to ignore all of this. This is the trouble with this is the more, I'm sorry, but I got to say this. I got to refer to that idiot I had to comment on in another video. You should be able to discern the truth instead of having to prove it. And when with powerful proof. The only defense a person can have is say, neener, 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 and then just start talking crap again. I can discern the truth by ignoring everything in the universe. Georgia Guidestones is a tourist trap. It was designed to promote the people who put it. They're very prominently mentioned. Why would somebody put some sort of message to the ages, chiseled in stone, and say, by the way, go down the street to, Finkley's Hardware over here and get yourself a new Sprockinator. It's not any different than your hometown putting up some fake monument or fake historical landmark to get people, to get the rubes into town so they'll buy a shake and a burger and leave town and leave their money behind and hopefully not go after your daughter. Duh. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that.